when you get home. It's going to be up, available for free.
Exactly.
Marty Bernad.
Moving along here into the featherweight division, Marty Bernad representing Submission Inc., 26 years old. Interesting story, had his first fight way back in 2010. Now it's his debut fight here in 2017, so taking a lot of time off here in between fights. Lost that first fight via submission to Kimura. Now getting a second opportunity here at Hardrock, 89.
Yeah, and we're taking that much time off. 7 years, even with training and things like that, unless you're staying active in a cage, it kind of, your nerves and everything are kind of come back, and you're kind of back to your debut side almost.
Exactly, and his opponent, Zach Wheeler, representing Immortal Way out of Batavia, Ohio, making his debut here. So he's only been training MMA for the last 6 months, but he only has a part-time job because he wants to try to spend any free time that he has in the gym. So definitely a young guy committed to the sport, committed to getting better here, making his debut at Hardrock MMA 89. That's always the big question of a young guy, especially in the sport, of how much are you training, how much do you have to train, because these amateur fighters, of course, don't get paid, and if he has a couple extra hours in the day to train and maybe get in 2 or 3 workouts as opposed to 1, that's going to give you a big benefit early in your career.
Exactly.
With the official introductions here from Jason Weinel.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this fight is in the 145-pound weight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 148 pounds, representing Submission Inc. from West Alexandria, Ohio, Marty Bernad. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the B2 Digital Blue corner, weighing in at 145 pounds, representing Immortal Way MMA from Cleveland, Ohio, Zach Wheeler.
Some Zach Wheeler fans in the crowd there.
Yeah.
Featherweight bout here. Got Marty Bernad in the blue, trimmed in black. Zach Wheeler in the brown and white shorts, I guess. Gary Copeland, referee here.
Yep.
Copeland going to be the referee all night. Featherweights and Wheeler, very tall featherweight here.
Yeah. Oh.
Bernad just ducked and threw that body shot.
Yeah.
2 body shots already here early in this fight.
Back against the fence. He's trying to, big overhand right.
Let's clinch up against the cage here, right in front of our broadcast position. Bernad looking to try to get things to the ground here. Doing a good job of staying low, trying to get under. Needs to get his hips under the hips of Wheeler. Looks like he might be looking for a throw here. Nice knee. Off of the cage from Wheeler.
Wheeler turns him.
At least has that one overhook.
Yep. And they separate. And restarting. Oh, that front kick, nice leg kick.
Bernad just throwing that big right hand almost from his hip.
Yeah.
It's like a rear hook, which you don't see a lot. There's that overhand right.
Yeah.
Just kind of setting that up, almost feinting and then throwing it.
The thing is Wheeler's so tall, he's going to really have to take a step forward when he throws that. And now that I say it, he does it.
Needs to
close the distance.
One of the most used cliches in MMA, but it definitely is appropriate for a shorter fighter against a much taller guy.
Yeah.
Being 145 pounds, you don't expect to go in and fight a guy that's 6 foot or 6'1".
No. I just seen Wheeler gag. I'm not sure how good this is going to go. don't know if it's a nerve thing or a mouthpiece thing. He's done it twice now.
Footsteps here from Bernad. And there's always that big question of the adrenaline dump for your first fight.
Yeah.
And Bernad, even though it's been 7 years since his last fight, does have that cage experience.
Yep.
Nice combination there.
A 2 and a 3. Every time he feints, he's covering. A knee stomp and took an overhand right for it. Another overhand.
Bernad's swinging hard for the fences here. The Wheeler.
I got a tie clinch going with the knees.
3 knees landed.
Backing up.
Wheeler kind of throwing those slapping punches. That's, you know, when you're so long as a fighter, it's hard to get full extension.
Yeah.
Almost similar to kind of how the Diaz brothers box.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are their fans.
10 time. Well, we have our first round 2 to go to.
Good first round, back and forth there. A couple of guys, and you know that's definitely get the nerves and the feeling out process. And checking Wheeler's corner a long time to get into the cage.
Yeah, he definitely took his time on that, and they still haven't given him a drink or anything yet. So
he looks to be pretty exhausted here in between rounds, and I think Bernad looking over at his opponent and saying, man, I'm tired, but it looks like I'm not as tired as he is.
Yeah.
But Wheeler in between rounds actually standing up while Bernad takes the stool. Good first round there, Scott, and that's a tough one to score. It seemed like both guys had the upper hand at different points.
Yeah.
If you're a judge, who would you give that first round to?
I would say Wheeler, just off the fact of like when they were against the fence, he did reverse him a few times and kind of controlled better when they were against the cage. But then on the second time they were against the cage, he kind of gave it up. So it's 50-50, I'd say. It'd be hard to guess on that one.
Definitely a close round, and both guys landed some shots. Looked like Bernad might have landed a little bit more power, but he was pretty wild throwing those big overhand rights.
Let's see what kind of advice they gave him between rounds and see who changes what.
Wheeler looks to have recovered pretty nicely in between those rounds.
Yep. And
Not
he keeps
breathing
doing
heavy.
that.
Slip there from Bernad.
Yep.
Wheeler doing a good job using those kicks to keep his range here.
Yeah.
And landing them. Most of them are landing to the chest.
Bernad
shoots in for that takedown. Has his neck. Wheeler grabbed his neck.
Yep.
Does a good job falling into mountain. He tapped. And I couldn't tell if that was tight or not, but he had a mounted guillotine, and Bernad tapped almost immediately.
I think when he went down, because he was so tall and he had just enough leverage above it to where it pulled him in.
And that's what happens when you get a takedown stuffed. Got to set up those takedowns.
Yeah, the big thing is, I mean, with him being smaller and shooting in on him, he needed to really level change and get low, not run head first into the hip.